You know, it can detect your lung patterns way more easily, which is almost like a fingerprint. So it can actually generate an ID base from your bronchial passages. Use that as a biological fingerprint that can be remotely 3D scanned through radar. That way, you can identify individuals. I mean, if they can scan your eyes, thumbprint, or palm print. Likewise, the lung print could be used with cellular technology. And then, of course, there are the biological aspects, which was the theme of my chemtrail article back in 2001. So, 22 years ago, I came up with this idea based on research and intuition. It turned out to be quite legitimate. Back then, they were discussing using viruses for gene modulation, also known as viral gene therapy. Essentially, you take a typical virus, replace its DNA with genetically modified DNA, infect the person with the virus, and it alters their genes. While it can be used for good, correcting genetic disorders, it can also be misused, targeting specific races, bloodlines, or genes. This could involve creating cancer or shutting down psychic abilities. For example, if you want to do this across a large population through an aerosol, you have to encapsulate the virus in something to protect it from ultraviolet light. That's where thin hollow fibers come in. These fibers, combined with viral particles, are dispersed through chemtrails. Once inhaled, the fibers dissolve, releasing the virus to alter genes. This was the main thesis of my 2001 article titled Chemtrails and Gene Therapy. I believe the same forces behind that agenda are still at play today, influencing events like the COVID-19 jabs as part of a broader transhumanist, totalitarian, technocratic agenda. It's unfortunate they're pursuing these actions, but it's the world we live in. It's a multifaceted approach, using chemtrails for weather modification, ionospheric manipulation, and transhumanist objectives. However, ironically, one thing I don't believe chemtrails are used for is cooling the earth to fight global warming. Spraying them at night doesn't align with reflecting sunlight. They serve multiple purposes, but combating climate change isn't one of them, despite occasional claims suggesting otherwise. It's all about proper reaction solution, denying deadline, typical gaslighting tactics. Regarding harm, there's more to it than the commonly known facility in Alaska. Deepest, another powerful facility, receives less attention. There are similar facilities worldwide, each capable of manipulating the ionosphere using phased array antennas to generate scalar and longitudinal waves. Even 5G technology, but this phased array antennas can create similar effects on a localized scale. These technologies aren't just about climate and weather manipulation, but likely extend to altering consciousness and potentially timelines. Gravitational scalar waves influence phenomena like Mercury retrograde, and I suspect these effects can be artificially induced using teeth.